welcome to all of you. This is Mathdoctor, and let's begin with probability and let's look at the multiplication theorem on probability.
It's Mathdoctor.
So, in the earlier classes, we have discussed about conditional probability, and in today's lecture, we are going to further going to branch it as a multiplication theorem. We are going to one more step further in this lecture. So, let's begin with multiplication theorem on probability. So, what is multiplication theorem? It simply indicates, as in the earlier lecture, we have discussed about conditional probability. So let's suppose we have to find the probability of both E and F events. So if we have to find both E and F events, then we use multiplication theorem. In the previous lecture, we have saw that if one event is happened, it can be written as, so let's suppose E is already happened and we're going to find the probability of F. So what is the formula of it? We have take the total probability as our E because we have entered in the E as E has already happened. Now we are going to take further step forward to in our question to as we have to find the another event in the our question so that is our F event. So let's look at what multiplication theorem said that this is the conditional probability what we have learned. Multiplication theorem just said that this common portion, if what is the probability we have to find for occurrence of both the events. So we have taken the probability as our probability for finding only F such that E already exists. So let's look at to find the probability of both events to be happen, which has happened on one time. So first we have to know that if one event is happened, then another event should be happen. So we have to find the events such that conditions should be satisfied. Both E and F should be, like for example, in a card of phase, we are putting our two cards from 52 cards of pack, and we are going to find what is the probability of E and what is the probability of F. So we know that the probability of finding E and F, either probability of E represents queen or F represents king. So it implies that both should be happened simultaneously, one after another. So when one after another things are happened, we're going to just multiply that things, that is just first of all, let us suppose F is happened, we have find queen, and otherwise in another type of method, we are when we put another card from the whole cards, we're going to pick out E that represent as king, then we go to multiply it. So it implies the condition. First of all we have put F as our element, then we have put E because F is already happened. Why we don't put E only? Because this is the another formula, multiplication theorem, which represent the conditional probability, and in the conditional probability we just look at the total number of favorable outcomes upon four favorable outcomes. So in this multiplication theorem, we're going to see, if we're going to just change the formula, that if both events should happen, then what is the formula? Is both formula correct? So as both formula are derived from one another, so this multiplication theorem just indicates that if both events should occur, first of all we have to find our E event, that is E event. So then we have to find put one condition on such that E should happen, and we have to find the another one, that is F. So here we can also write P of E dot, it implies multiplication, and then we have to find such that E is already happened, probability of F. So this is how we find the probability of occurrence of both events. Uh, we are actually finding probability. So first probability, then we are jumping into another step of our question, that for example we are going to choose in a room, in a we're going to choose two person in a room, that is, and there are three rooms in a house. So in a house we have to find one person that is boy. Suppose one is boy and one is girl. So we have to first choose the probability of room. That first is the probability that we can find it in that room. So it must be 1 by 3 because we have three rooms. And again we are going to find the probability of choosing one boy and either one girl, because there are two persons. So we can just put it as a 1 by 2 or half. So that's the idea, main concept we want to use. We're going to multiply it many times probabilities. So we can take the whole probability of both events, that it must be in a room, it must be in a particular room, or it must be a boy. It should be given to us whatever for we're going to find out the probability. So let's suppose we are going to take an example first of all. So let's take, we have given an example that let's suppose we have given uh, that there is a there are 52 cards, and we are going to find out the probability of, let's suppose we have taken 3 cards from 52 cards, and we're going to find out the probability that first 2 cards are king. And we know that first of all we have to whether we have card, we can know easily we have 4 kings, and that's the idea. And we have ace also, so it's 9. And so we have 52 cards total, and we have 4 ace also, we have 4 queen. So these are all 4. So we're going to find out and another 36 are our just 1 to 9 cards. So with this whole 52 cards, we're going to find out the number of what is the probability by choosing many times. So this here applies multiplication theorem, because we are going to put 3 cards one by one. So we have given question that find the probability of finding E, which represents as in a question we have given that this, let's suppose it as a G, and this represents king, this also king, and this represents ace. So let's suppose the example of looking at this. So we're going to just do simply, this is the above level question, because we have given 3 elements, as we have discussed in the multiplication theorem, only 2 elements. So with the same formulas methodology, we have to know the our multiplication theorem, to understand our multiplication theorem, we're going to apply it here. So first of all we have to find the probability of E. So we all know what's the probability of finding from 52 elements. So here one should be noted that we have put 1 cards, and another step we're going to take out, we have to apply the condition of E, because E is already happened. So we are also going to find F again. So we all know. Then after it, what we are going to do, we're going to find out G such that F already exists and E already occurred. So we don't have to write it as a whole, because we know that first of all we have 52 cards and we have 4 kings, and after it we have remaining our 3 kings, because one we are already chosen. So this is the method we are going to use here, because the condition is already occurred. Then we are going to find our next step. This is the multiplication theorem, what it really tells us. So this is how we get to our answer by taking our making the multiple steps. So here's the discovery of multiplication theorem by using also conditional probability. So both actually follows the same formula, same rule, but the conditions are very much different, because we have to jump from one element to another, but in conditional probability we have given one element also, then we have to find another one. So this is the just analog between both of multiplication theorem and our conditional probability, which we have already done. So let's suppose now we have now again remaining 50 cards, because one we have king, and in the second step we take king. Both kings are taken out from. Now we know that there is no ace. Uh, we have put we have taken out of it, so we have just remaining of four different aces. So now we are going to use we're going to do multiplication. Just that is 1 by 13. We know 13 into this is 1 by 17. This is 1 by 17, and this is just 2 upon 25. So this is the probability. So I hope you can and you will understand it. So we can find it easily by using some methods. So that's nothing but and that is actually when you use our calculator, we will say that it is that much. So 25 into 25, and that's all about. So that's the our answer. So you can also check in your book. So this will be the answer of our question, which I have already taken from very interesting book. So this is how we are going to solve our problems in by using multiplication theorem on probability. So I hope you enjoy my lecture. Share my lecture with your friends. Share with hashtag Mathdoctor, and see you in the next video. So thank you to all of you.